What's up? It's your boy D Change coming at you with another Daily Dave. Today, let's talk about video conference fatigue. So I had this thought. Well, I guess it was a combination of stuff this past day, but our team interviewed a candidate for a position today, and it made me realize, like, oh shoot, like we've been working from home since when? Almost 3 months ago, right? And this whole time I've never been like super prepared to show myself on video, and thank goodness, because like I didn't want to. Also, like, you can't see over there, but I've got like posters of degeneracy over there. It's not anime, but it's they're like my J-pop idol posters, and like in one of them they're in bikinis or lingerie, and it's like, oh god, yeah, maybe I should. Sometimes I think maybe I should clean up around, like I'm like surrounded by it, but it's funny because it's like my natural habitat, so I never notice how off it looks. Yeah, this is definitely why you would never see me bringing women in here. So anyway, it's just funny because like I accidentally turned on my video once, and I turned it off like immediately, but it's funny because my laptop's like right here, and so the angle of me is like different. It's like here, and then like the degeneracy in the back. My Osco's okay, this should be fine, but then there's like this mess here, and it's like, what do you even have back there? But anyway, I'm just glad that it hasn't been like a huge requirement, because I know for some people their bosses like kind of want to keep the FaceTime going on, so they've like required video conferencing. And you know, it's an interesting thing, because I think as we move to a more distributed work model across the globe, that'll become much more common. You know, video interviews, people with actual audio setups, and yeah, just like being able to do work and be accountable and meet properly while all being off, you know, not offline, you know, on the internet and kind of just doing your own thing. I think that's going to become much more common, and so we have to be prepared for that, right? And so that brings up another subject, though, and that's actually of how, like, in a way, how to communicate on video conferencing, and like I guess the unforeseen consequences of it, because there really is something called like video conference fatigue, and it stems from the fact that like it's not. I think it's because it's a new form of communication. I don't want to say it's because it's unnatural, because honestly, if we're going to keep progressing, you know, the stuff that we do with technology is only going to advance us further in that direction. You know, we already have plenty of people who, and I say this because I'm not one of them, right? No, we have plenty of people who are like using their phones all the time. Like they're crossing the street looking at their phone. When they're eating, they're on their phone. When they're with their friends, they're on their phone the whole time. And so, you know, we're gonna get to a point where, like, you know, you can just practically embed that stuff into us and be like, oh, show me holograms on my glasses or something, or let me read my mind with a chip, and I can read your mind now. But oh geez, so in a way, like, you know, the more we adapt these technologies, the more they become a part of us and a part of our lives, the more that, you know, these activities will continue. And so one thing that's interesting, because, you know, staying at home, having, I don't know, a third of the US population, and I guess the 2/3 of the world, or I don't know actually, having so many of us, you know, attempting to make use of this grand experiment, so to speak, means that yeah, we all get the chance to try out work from home. No, not all of us, I shouldn't say that, but you know, basically this is a grand experiment, because you've literally moved a lot of people into this work mode. So video conferencing, it took me 4 minutes to get here. That's bad YouTuber. So no, if anything, I get more I get paid for more ad space, right? If that does happen. No, just kidding, I don't get paid. So the interesting thing about communication in person is that you pick up on a lot of cues from someone, right? Now, I haven't had a human interaction in a while. No, I'm just kidding. I'm with my parents, so it's not like not a big deal. Sorry, I'm distracted by my hair. See, this is another thing, right? So in person, you pick up on body language, you pick up on reading the room you pick up on a lot of different things, like, like me brushing my hair, or like me fidgeting, and just other parts of like me just occurring in the same vicinity as you would equate to communication, honestly. A lot of people can kind of read like when you're uncomfortable about something, and maybe not, because yeah, there's more subtleties than that, right? But that's a common thing in in-person meetings. Like in in-person meetings, there's plenty of talking over each other and kind of going all over the place, but there's actually a natural flow to it, because you can do stuff like reach out, you can react, you can easily show displeasure, or you can, depending on how you behave, subtle movements will signal to someone else something, such as, oh, that they're uncomfortable about that, maybe I should address it, actually I should clarify, oh, they don't seem too happy about that, they seem pretty riled up, or they're very hyped for this, I should continue on this spiel, oh, that's sad, like, oh, maybe we shouldn't have mentioned that because it was a little bit off. So in a video conference, it's a lot more difficult, because now you got this weird thing going on where you got like a grid of people, and some people have video, some people don't. In our case, I think a lot of us don't have video, and for the majority of our meetings. And so you got like these floating heads, and then you got some like profile pictures. Mine looks obnoxious because it's actually a zoomed in picture of my badge. So like I already don't look happy on my badge, and I did not plan for it to look that way. Like I thought it was just have a neutral face, do the thing. I look like I'm pissed off. And so I thought it was funny to zoom into it and make it pixelated so that I just look like this like crazy dude. I did this originally because our email accounts were gonna switch over to showing our pictures in all of our emails. It never ended up happening. I couldn't, like, and I don't really care too much, but I didn't end up getting my picture like instated in my email. But I made it my picture for like, Zoom and like Skype and stuff like that. And so now whenever we're on these calls together and someone turns on their video, since it wants to set up this grid, there's this giant blown up picture of my face looking like just like mad or upset. And I'm starting to think like maybe I shouldn't have done that. But anyway, so we're interviewing this candidate, and everyone started turning on their video, and I was like, oh shoot, like I am not prepared. I should have thought about this. So now I'm like, maybe I should do it for the next round of interviews that we'll be having. The only problem is I still don't want to show that stuff in the back. And I've already been considering getting a green screen for streaming. Like, it's funny, I'm not even streaming regularly, and I'm thinking about stuff like this. So it's very ridiculous. This is how I roll. Like, I'm always like, oh, I kind of want to try it. Let me just like jump right into it and start buying equipment. Very bad habit. Don't follow what I do. Unless it's something you really want to do. Unless it's your passion, like graphic design. No, but like if it's something you feel like you want to try out, and go for it. Invest in yourself, So I am legitimately thinking about getting a green screen. There's one interesting one where you like tie it actually fixes itself to the back to like your chair, and it's like a circle around you. I thought that was really interesting, but I realized that like my camera is also like widescreen, so I'd have to make sure that I cover like a lot of it. And honestly, considering how, oh geez, yeah, I'm like trying to figure out the dimensions of my camera right now. So sorry if I just look like I'm just doing whatever, but I feel like I need a much larger screen than I originally anticipated, and I don't really know if I want to have something like that in my room. Because if anything, like there's the kinds that like pop, like you pop it up, or like you pull it, you drag it down. I don't know, like having a prop like that, it's gonna be a little bit of a space issue. I already have a small room, so yeah. And then I don't know, at least on this laptop I can't really utilize like virtual backgrounds. It requires a green screen, so yeah, I either have to submit to degeneracy or maybe like take the meeting in another room or something. I don't know. It's just a random thought I had, just purely because yeah, I was like, oh shoot, like are we going on video? Oh no. Like I want to, I want to be presentable and not like freak out candidates with my stupid picture that I photoshopped or whatever. But at the same time, like I'm in my bedroom, okay, and I'm a 32-year-old man child, so I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so it's interesting to hear that there's, you know, I guess this period of time will give us much more data on like virtual working and stuff like that, and I think that's good. It's unfortunate that the circumstances are due to, you know, a global pandemic, but you know, what can you do? There's a lot of stuff going on these days, and we try to deal with them one by one. All right, but yeah. So I guess be wary of that, because it's funny because one of my assistant director like texted me like I'm all zoomed out, and I'm like, yeah, I get it, dude. Like it's sometimes like sometimes these are more exhausting than regular meetings because you're literally just like, I don't know. It's weird. Like when you're on a phone meeting isn't as bad as a video meeting in terms of mental exhaustion, by the way. Because in a phone meeting, you know, you can let your mind wander, and you can use the excuse of, oh, sorry, like I had to mute myself and I couldn't hear you. Could you say that again? But in video, you're like, everyone sees me. So, yeah, there's challenges for sure. I have done a lot of video interviews in the past, or at least I've attempted like video communications. I'm a lot more used to them now because I've done it a lot before, and now I have like weekly meetings with friends. But for sure, like doing it with strangers is tough, because then you're just like, oh, how do we build rapport? Like there's less of, again, the body language that you can kind of read. It's more like here's the top part of my chest and my head, and you can just kind of figure out how I feel from that. So it's a little bit difficult. Just a little thing I thought about that I think we will have great interest in as we continue our efforts to, I guess, restore the economy or recover from a pandemic and then retreat from a second wave and stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, anyway, I was just inspired to ramble a little bit about video chat purely because from a work point of view, I was like, oh shoot, like I totally didn't think about that, even though I do this like DailyDave thing every day. But it's not like an interaction. I get to talk at you, okay? That's the luxury I get. You know, you listen. Just kidding. Anyway, yeah, just a random thought. Hope you're all doing well, and I hope, you know, yeah, you're all staying safe and keeping it easy. I don't even know what that means. Just basically staying safe, staying healthy, taking care of yourself. Really, really, I mean it. Like there's a lot of shit going on. Mental health is important. If anything, it's just as important, if not more, than your physical health. Your mind and your body are one. So definitely take the time to take care of yourself. Take the time to treat yourself, to make sure you're doing all right, you know? So until the next time, thanks for listening. Peace out.